Hey there, and welcome. So, have you ever heard the term Web3 and just felt your brain kind of shut down, like you're already behind on something big? Well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to break it all down. Simple as that. No jargon, no hype, just what you need to know. Let's get into it.
All right, first things first, let's get one thing straight. The whole point of this is just to help you understand what's going on. We're not here to get you to invest in anything or create an account or become some kind of tech genius. Nope. The only goal is for you to walk away feeling like you've got a handle on the concepts. And that is it. Seriously, this is a total no-pressure zone.
To really get Web3, we've got to zoom out and look at the big picture. The best way to do that is to think of it like a story. You know the story of how the internet has grown up and how we've gone from just looking at stuff online to maybe, just maybe, actually owning a piece of it.
Yeah, this one right here, this feeling is so common, right? That sense that you're somehow late to the party. But here's the thing. That feeling is completely unnecessary. The truth is, we are all figuring this out as we go, and starting with the basics is absolutely the smartest way to do it. So this timeline breaks it down perfectly. First, we had Web 1. It was basically like a giant digital newspaper. You could read stuff, but that was pretty much it. And then you get Web 2, which is the internet most of us use every single day. We can read and we can write, post on social media, upload videos, all that. But, and this is the big but, the platforms, the big companies, they own all of that data. Web 3 aims to add that third crucial piece, own. It's all about bringing ownership into our digital lives.
Okay, if there's one single thing you remember from this first part, let it be this. Web 2 is like renting an apartment. Sure, you can live there, you can hang your pictures up, move the furniture around, but at the end of the day, you don't own it. The landlord can change the rules. Web 3 is like owning your own house. You've got the keys, you make the rules. It's a huge shift from just renting your space online to actually owning it.
So what does this whole ownership thing actually apply to? Well, it really boils down to three main things. First, owning your digital identity, so your username and your profile belong to you, not a company. Second, truly owning your digital stuff, like your photos or your creative work. And third, being able to prove something is true without having to go through a middleman, like a bank or some other big institution.
You're probably thinking, okay, but how is all this even possible? Like, how can you actually own something that's just digital? Well, the answer is a piece of technology called a blockchain. And don't worry, we're going to explain this without any of the confusing tech speak. When you strip away all the complicated stuff, a blockchain is really just a record book. That's it. It's a digital ledger that's shared across a ton of computers. And the key is, once you write something in it, it's designed to be permanent. It's incredibly hard to change it without everybody noticing. You can think of it like a public record with security built right in.
Okay, let's make this even simpler. Just imagine a special kind of notebook. First, everyone who's involved gets to see what's written inside. Total transparency. Second, once you write something down, it's like it's in permanent ink. You can't erase it. And third, every new page is magically linked to the page that came before it, creating this unbreakable chain of pages. That, in a nutshell, is a blockchain.
So why does this matter so much? Well, for one, no single company is in charge. It's decentralized. The records are public, so things are transparent. And maybe the biggest deal of all is where the trust comes from. It isn't about believing a company's promise anymore. Trust is built right into the math. It's a fundamental shift from trusting people or institutions to trusting the technology itself.
All right, so we've got this idea of an internet built on ownership, and it's powered by this super secure digital record book called a blockchain. So what are the actual things you can own? This next part is all about the digital assets that you'll find in this new world.
Right. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, cryptocurrency. It's surrounded by so much hype. Let's be super clear about what it isn't. It is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is not a guaranteed ticket to wealth. What it is simply digital money. It's a tool that lets you send value from one person to another without needing a bank in the middle. And you don't even have to use it to explore Web 3.
Okay, next up, the other big buzzword, NFTs. And I want you to just, for a second, forget all the crazy stuff you've seen about digital art selling for millions. The simplest, truest way to think about an NFT is just as a digital certificate of ownership. It's a unique little bit of code on the blockchain that acts as proof that you, and only you, own a specific digital thing.
And this part is so important because this is where it gets really interesting. NFTs are about way more than just art.
An NFT could be your concert ticket proving you have a seat. It could be your diploma from college, a legal document. It could be a piece of your own creative writing or even a digitized piece of your family's history. The proof of ownership is the really powerful idea here.
So where does all this stuff live? In what's called a digital wallet. And again, let's keep it simple. Don't think of it as a bank account. The best way to think about it is like a digital keychain. It holds the special private keys that prove all that digital money and those NFTs are actually yours.
Now, because you're the one holding the keychain, that means the responsibility is on you. And that brings us to some golden rules for staying safe. First, and this is the big one, never ever share your private keys with anyone. Think of it as the master key to your entire digital life. Also, be super suspicious of anyone trying to rush you. Real opportunities don't come with a frantic countdown timer. If anything feels off or confusing, just pause. It's always okay to just say no.
Wow, okay, we have covered a ton of ground, right? From the big idea of digital ownership all the way down to the tools like blockchains and wallets. So what's next? This last part is all about giving you a roadmap for how to approach all this in a smart, calm way. Think of this as your filter for all the noise you're going to hear out there. On one side, you have all the stuff to just flat out ignore. That's the pressure, the hype, anyone guaranteeing you'll make a profit, all those once-in-a-lifetime claims. Just ignore it. Instead, on the other side, here's what to focus on. Just keep learning at your own pace. Always, always put your safety first, and only pay attention to the things that actually seem interesting or relevant to you.
And please, if you take nothing else away from our time together, let it be this. You are allowed to move slowly. There's no rush. You don't need to jump into anything. You don't need to buy anything. Taking your time to really understand what's happening is the most valuable thing you can possibly do. There is no finish line.
Because at the end of the day, understanding this stuff, that's the real power. It's the power to see through the hype, to make smart decisions for yourself, and to just feel confident about what's happening with the future of the internet. So the question I want to leave you with isn't what are you going to buy, but now that you have this foundation, how will you use it? Thanks so much for joining me.